Have you ever woken up one morning and you've realised you've made the world's most biggest mistake in the whole wide world? And right about that time you've realised that you've failed someone or you've ruined something. Say you got drunk and you spilt a bottle of wine or a glass of wine or even a glass of orange juice on someone's party dress and you feel guilty about it. What's the natural thing that you would do? Try and make amends? Apologise? What if you were trying to do something good and it turned out to be the worst thing you could ever do? How far would you go to redeem what you've done? Flik has a little problem. He's always trying to invent ways to help his ant colony. Unfortunately, his inventions can sometimes cause more problems than actually solve, such as our one in this story. This story, sorry for the blind light by the way, this story is a Flik's, there we go, is a Bug's Life story, and it's called Flik's Christmas Invention. Christmas was only a few days away. On top of its normal work, the ant colony was preparing for the Christmas celebration. "We'll never get it all done," Princess Dot said. "And even if we do, everyone is so tired, no one will be in the mood to celebrate." "There must be a way to make it easier," Flik said thoughtfully. "Where does the most extra work come from at Christmas time?" "Well, we do spend a lot of time wrapping and decorating presents," Dot replied. Flik nodded. "I'll think of something," he promised. As the ant colony's official inventor, Flik worked hard to come up with new ways to make the ants' work easier. If you've seen Bug's Life, you know how well that goes. Dot knew if anyone could find a way to help the ants get through the Christmas rush, it was him. On Christmas Eve, Flik showed Princess Dot and Queen Atta the gift wrapping machine he invented. "This will save us time and make our work easier," he said proudly. Dot smiled, but Queen Atta wasn't impressed. "That's what Christmas is all about," she said. "Making an extra effort to please the people we love. Think of all you could have finished in the time it took you to make the machine." Before Flik could respond, Atta left the room. "Don't worry, Flik," Dot told him. "Wait until she sees this thing in action. Come on, let's start wrapping gifts." Word about the wrapping machine spread quickly. The ants were thrilled. Atta may not have been impressed, but the other ants were eager for the help. They lined up to use the new invention on their presents. Flik carefully placed their gifts on the machine. His heart raced as he pulled the start lever and cranked the machine. In just a few minutes, everyone in the colony would be ready for Christmas. Suddenly, Flik heard a strange noise. The conveyor belt jammed, the twigs snapped, and the machine crashed to the ground. "Our gifts!" one of the ants cried. The ants grumbled as they walked away from the mess Flik's invention had caused. Now that their presents had been ruined, they had even more work than before. Flik hung his head. "Maybe Atta was right," he said. "You were only trying to help," Dot said. "It's not too late, Flik. I have an idea about how you can make it up to everyone." The next morning, Queen Atta and the ants found a curtain drawn across the colony's great hall. Flik was standing beside it, waiting for them. "Merry Christmas," he said, pulling back the curtain. "Come on in." Before the curtain was the most, Behind the curtain was the most amazing feast anyone had ever seen. Flik beamed. He had stayed up all night preparing his surprise. A Christmas feast with all the trimmings. He wanted to make up for the mess his invention had caused. It was a lot of work, Flik said, but work is fun when you're doing it with friends. Flik smiled at Dot. At last he understood the true meaning of Christmas. Atta had been right, after all. So you see, even if you make a mistake, sometimes doing something for someone else is a more reliable repayment. Of course, even turning to someone and saying sorry is an equal opportunity. At the moment, I hope that the rain stops, because I'm not looking forward to going to work tomorrow. But I'm willing to help if I can, as I always do. So, until tomorrow, I wish you a very good night, and I hope we'll see each other again. Pleasant dreams.